Welcome to the YOUmedia Comic Book Podcast. I'm your host, Montgomery, the librarian here for South Dade Regional Library. For today's topics, is going to be kind of a collection of different topics for what we're talking about for DC and Marvel and comics in general. But before we get started, let's do a quick introduction. So to my right, we have...
Brandon.
Yes, Skippy Pop Pop.
Kamila.
Marcus.
Nate.
Okay, so the first topic, and the guys kind of decided on this. There was a topic about 90s cartoons. And of that, 20 of it, either you guys get to vote, should it get rebooted to the large screen, or just like, don't even bother. So the first option they listed is Dexter's Laboratory. Should it come to the big screen?
Yeah. Dexter's Laboratory is actually pretty good.
No. I'd rather have Johnny Test.
Johnny Test.
It's not even
Johnny Quest?
Johnny Test.
That's more of 2000s.
That is 2000s.
I'm just saying, that's like a reboot of Dexter, but Johnny Test is actually doing something.
Oh, okay. So no.
Right.
Nah.
That's right. Okay. I mean, it's good. It's just not reboot worthy good.
Okay.
Redo.
Well, the site is CBR, which says it should get it. The next one, Captain Planet.
I have never watched that.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Who would play Captain
Oh,
I
okay,
kid you
Captain
not.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, yeah. Let's go.
You know what?
As
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
No.
Mark Wahlberg.
A reboot? I don't know. It wasn't bad, though. I don't know about a
Wasn't
reboot,
good.
though.
Although, if you watch Funny or Die, Don Cheadle played Captain Planet, and it was a very funny version of it. And I'm like, that's the kind of Captain Planet I like, but not for the TV series. That's a little too hokey. The next one, Hey Arnold.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Easily. Yes. Nate, stop
Why?
being different. Nate, stop being different. Nate, stop being different. Nate.
I mean, Stu took his head, but you know.
Come on, guy.
Why?
It's by Arnold. Let's be real.
This is by Honor.
Nah.
Kid, bro, I can't.
Wow.
With
It's
him.
20.
I can't with this man, bro. Go to the next one.
Okay.
Go next.
Ren and Stimpy.
Yes. Yes, that'd be hilarious, especially in 2019.
Wait.
No, it's not. That
Wait,
was
was that the,
inappropriate. That was
rat?
inappropriate.
It's that one. It's that one.
Oh, okay. I had to,
Oh, yeah.
I had to
That
see
was
it to
inappropriate.
remember
No,
it.
we can't show our kids
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Can't show our kids
Technically,
this.
it's still going on.
I mean, I want to see Powder Toast Man.
Wow.
on the
I
big
want to see what
screen.
they can do in this generation, bro.
The plot. All right.
Recess.
Recess.
Yes.
Recess.
Yeah.
Actually,
I grew up
love
on that.
Recess.
I grew
Same.
up on that. I love Recess.
Oh, my gosh. Their principal. Oh, my gosh.
I already know the next one. It's a hot yes.
Miss Finster.
All right. So next one is Johnny Bravo.
No.
Huh. Do the monkey with me. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Cool.
Well, I'm just
Reboot?
saying, my
No.
hair
No.
is
It's
just
cool.
perfect.
Johnny Bravo is the only good part about
I'm gonna
Johnny
do
Bravo.
my hair like his. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like any
Yeah.
crossovers of Johnny Bravo, like Scooby Doo?
Imagine
Yeah, all
Michael B.
crossovers
Jordan
are
as
amazing,
Johnny
so
Bravo.
yes.
well, not all of them.
Name one that isn't.
Let me think about it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
What's the next one I'm thinking about?
I'm gonna have to take
So the age of-
Dexter and Billy Mandy. That was.
Dexter, you mean Billy Mandy and Kids Next Door?
Nah.
Oh.
There was no Dexter and Billy Mandy.
I swear it was.
You
Okay,
sure?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember
crossover.
Billy and Mandy and Kids Next Door?
I'm looking it up.
I really don't remember that.
You don't remember that
crossover.
one?
I
Oh
know
my-
I
yo,
should,
that one was
but I
amazing.
really don't
You should remember
that.
that, bro. But the best one we all know is Timmy Jimmy Power Hour.
Yeah,
That's
see, there we
that's-
go.
That was live.
Yeah, it's not on the list. All right. So next is Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
Wait, I can see
Duck.
okay.
The only reason I know that is because DC Young Fly
Oh.
made a joke about it. It's cool.
Yeah, no.
See,
You don't know it, or
I
like,
mean, I know it. I just don't remember it. So no.
I watched it, but I
Disney
ain't watched it
superhero.
like that.
Disney superhero?
Yes.
Oh, yes. All right.
Yes. as best Disney could do it before they got Marvel.
Yeah.
Digimon.
Yes.
Should we
No.
see it on the big
Yes.
screen?
No.
Yes.
No.
I gotta see
Yes. Marcus,
No.
why?
Oh, I grew up watching
Digimon
that.
is live.
Digimon was actually good though.
It was.
You've never seen that?
I seen
Like,
it. It's just yeah, whatever.
We had that on VCR. Like that's how you know that was good.
Yeah.
That was
VHS
old.
tapes. All right, I'm sure we're gonna get a big reaction to this. Dragon Ball Z on the big
It's
screen.
already
Don't
on
need
the big
another
screen.
remake, bro.
For
They're
real?
still going. It's still.
Broly
going,
movie.
making
Come on.
movies.
It wasn't that good, but you know Broly movie.
Mm. Now I'm curious to see who knows about this. Anyone know about the series called Reboot?
Oh, that was an
Well,
actual
that
series.
scary animation.
Well, it's because it was the beginning of the century. Literally, it was like one of the few computer animated series that was all digital.
I was confused
And,
about that. I didn't
Netflix
understand
has it as a reboot, and it's god awful. But I love the series, and the way it all played out after 4 seasons, it was amazing. So no one knows about Reboot.
I was confused, so I just kept going. I didn't know what
Wait,
that was.
is one of these gonna be the old Teen Titans?
That's not nice.
Yeah, they
I
definitely
don't
need to bring
know.
that back.
Listen,
Well, actually,
they hinted it.
right. And in the if you watch the movie
Teen Titans Go.
Teen
wanna
Titans
say
Go to
the
the
name.
movies, the very last scene, the old Teen Titans did say they were coming back, and they will come back for another season. I don't know when, but it will come back.
I need the old Teen
'Cause
Titans.
I don't
I want to know what Beast Boy and Terra did. That's how it ended.
I don't like this Buffalo version that they have.
It's funny. I give it to it. It's funny.
And that's the other thing too. I agree because that's not the Teen Titans that I grew up with back in the old
Yeah,
days.
because when they came out, I was heartbroken.
It's funny.
But I grew to appreciate it, especially that movie.
I mean, it's funny sometimes.
Yeah, but it's
It's a hit or miss. It misses most of the time.
It's
All
corny.
right. The next one is Daario. This is from
Oh,
MTV.
I remember that. That was like on Nickelodeon, like Nick and
I never
Night.
watched it, but I remember it. Yeah.
I don't really like it. No.
It was the only kind of
Bring back
pseudo
Brace
spin-off
Face.
from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I
So
watched
that's the only
that.
reason why I like it, but no, I can do without it. Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Huh,
Reboot.
3 Eds? Come on, guys.
Yes.
Wait, can you go wrong with that?
Yes,
Come
bro.
on.
I
Be
I
real,
mean,
bro.
do we need to see a
Jordan
big
for all
giant jawbreaker
Yeah.
on the screen
Yes,
one more
bro.
time
That was the best neighborhood ever, bro.
in 3D?
Beach ball. You feel
Put
me?
it in 3D. This
Plank.
one I would say yes. Freakazoid. Like,
I never watched Freakazoid. I know what it is. I never watched it though.
you've never seen it?
Yeah.
Well, you guys watched Animaniacs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the
made by the
exact
same
same time
people?
frame, Animaniacs Freakazoid came out. So
I don't. One reason I know about that because they made a joke about it, and I started watching it.
I know exactly what joke you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By Prince.
he had a sidekick dog named Foamy, and he literally had foam, but he looked like it was a rabbit dog.
That's
was funny.
hilarious.
Beavis and Butthead, since we just talked about just a moment ago.
Yes.
Should that get a reboot to
Hilarious.
the big screen?
Yes.
Actually, it did make it to. It did do a movie, and it was really good.
Yeah, I remember that. That's when they like
I don't remember it. I never really watched
went
it.
to Niagara Falls, I think, or something
Right.
like that.
But would kids even care anymore? Because what was funny was that they were watching MTV and interbreak with little
Yeah, kids
skits.
these days don't know what MTV is.
Yeah.
So they would, I would think they would have to do something different.
And plus,
in
it
order to
wasn't
get
really
that.
like a kid show like that neither. So
Right.
yeah.
What is Dade
Okay.
doing?
What about Arthur?
Oh.
Eh.
Long time no
actually
see.
like Hey
Every day
Arthur.
when you walk down the street.
DW.
I think so.
Someone's watched Arthur a lot.
I ain't have cable, you know.
It's PBS.
You feel me?
So yeah, Arthur. Yeah.
I mean, it's better than what they play now, to be honest.
For real. What's Grandpa? What?
Uncle Grandpa, I didn't.
Wait, that show's still a thing?
No.
No,
Okay, I was about
Thank
to
God.
say, oh my god,
It
kill
is
me
not a
now.
thing.
The worst show ever made.
I'm.
No, that's not the worst. You remember Problem Solvers? That is the worst Cartoon Network show ever made. You'll probably remember it if you've seen the image. It was like living in this mountain. It was like this cyborg looking guy. And then this weird.
You would
guy
remember.
Like I would, because
You
like
would.
it horrified
Like you
me,
drew
bro.
this and everything in your mind.
It horrified me, bro. And every time I try to talk about it with my friends, they make it seem like I'm making this up, but no, it actually happened, and it terrifies me to this day.
All right.
To this day.
This I have no idea. You guys can clue me in. Rocket Power.
You
Yes.
Don't, you don't remember Rocket Power?
Yes,
No.
Rocket
They
Power
lived on the
was
beach
great.
and everything. They surfed.
I don't know
Sid.
this at all.
Forgot the rest.
You
I
don't
mean-
know Rocket Power?
No.
You don't remember
Auto and
what?
Sid.
I
So
know it's
why-
on Nick, but I've
You
never
got
heard of
me
this.
feeling old.
I've
For
never
real,
heard of
though.
this.
I'm bamboozled.
I only know of Rocket Power because
Ray Shrimmer?
no, not Rachel. There was this Nickelodeon. You know the consoles that were also the controllers.
Yeah. I
I
had
had
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I had that. Mine had Rocket Power and SpongeBob in it, and it was the
Okay.
greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, you remember
Oh
this,
my
right? Yeah.
gosh.
You don't
Oh,
remember?
I remember
No.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
little
it was
weird
terrible.
show.
Oh, you're lucky you don't remember this.
Did it
Oh, yeah.
did it
Yeah.
transform
Oh,
into
yeah.
Uncle Grandpa?
Yeah. Low key? It might have.
So you okay? So you all right? You remember Cat and Dog? You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
Dog.
So
Yeah.
how you don't know Rocket Power?
Look,
It's around the same time.
You guys don't know Freakazoid? So I guess we're even. We're even now.
That's the show that got me into skateboarding. I
Okay.
didn't want to do
Yeah,
like
and
every like
surfing.
everything.
Oh, awesome. All right.
On the-
Batman Beyond.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the with the black
This-
suit?
Yeah.
Yes,
It
that
was
one.
more of a dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
See, I actually,
Trust DC to make it good though. Come on now.
No, black and red with the red.
Yeah.
that was one
be
Batman
like
show I
Michael
actually
Jordan.
watched though. I'm not gonna lie, I could actually sit down and watch that.
Now,
Be like, hey, we need one.
on a different podcast, someone talked about, oh, this would be a great idea if they can do this, is to get Michael Keaton to play the original Batman
That'd be love.
at his age right now and have a new Batman be his protege.
Who's Mountain Keaton?
So I
The
think
guy who played Batman in the one from 1989. 89, yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen
I
it.
think
Smart.
so.
Look at that. He know the date.
but that'll be perfect aging with the original one. I'm like,
But would Marvel let it slide though?
No.
what?
Wait.
Marvel?
Would because he's the Vulture now.
No, he's Sony.
No, but like
Sony, not
yeah,
Marvel.
I guess would Sony let it slide though?
Friends.
It's
If Sony didn't let the fact that Marvel wanted it
it's the
slide,
Sony
then
universe of Marvel characters. It's not the same thing as the MCU.
the Sony universe.
That's literally that's what they're calling it.
They should start it.
I think it'll be a perfect, great series, even though there's no DC version of the MCU. Let's do a Batman movie like this, an older one. I would be cool with that. All right. I don't care for this, but I'm sure someone does. Care Bears.
Throw it away.
No.
Rip that off the page.
Throw it away. I don't know why
Yes.
Care Bears was okay.
You guys don't care for Care Bears?
No, we don't care.
It was okay once upon a time, but then it was like nah.
Better
I
than
think-
Fat
Other
Albert.
show with some big fluffy dudes.
Oh, the Teletubbies?
Nah, but I'd rather
Yeah.
have that than Care Bears.
I mean, that
I
was
would-
weird
I
too,
would
but
do
yeah, I
Teletubbies
put that
with
over
that, yeah.
Care Bears, yeah.
All right. This one definitely does. If you've never seen this, you've had a sad childhood.
Ooh.
Gargoyles.
Oh, that's
Have
what
you
that was
guys
called.
seen Gargoyles?
Yeah, I've seen it before. It was really,
Oh my god.
I did not know
I
what that
seen
was
it though. I
called.
seen it.
That is an amazing series.
I only watched that for my next show. to
Mr.
come on.
Montgomery. Mr. Montgomery.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen American Dragon?
Ooh,
Is that the one with Jackie
That-
Chan?
Oh wait,
Yes,
wait,
yes.
that
wait.
was
yes, yes.
Jake Long, the
Which
American
American
Dragon?
Dragon?
That was like early 2000s though.
Wait, there's more than one American Dragon?
Well, they changed the animation halfway through. Which one are we talking about?
The first,
Jake,
the first
Jake
half.
Long.
Okay,
When
good.
it first came out. Jake Long, my guy.
Early.
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
All right. The last one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
No,
Another
they
one?
brought it
Yeah.
no, wait, they brought it about
They already
10
had-
times.
they already
So
had
many
to
times,
throw it
so
away.
many
Milk
movies.
and stuff, yeah.
This
No.
How to piece in freaking.
I liked it.
throw it back in the sewer.
Maybe if Michael Bay didn't use explosions.
That's only maybe though.
I see a
That's only
wire.
maybe.
So, all right. So that's our 20 cartoons or 90s cartoons that we kind of give a thumbs up or no to being rebooted. So who wants to do a next topic? All right, Nate.
How would the DC universe deal with Thanos?
It was okay.
Let Flash handle that? What do you mean?
How would DC handle Thanos?
He can't snap his fingers because Flash is faster than his snap. Hello?
Okay, he could just look
I
at
don't know if he's-
Flash, then his like feet would
How
turn
can you
to
look
chicken.
at
Doubt
Flash?
that.
It's a Flash.
I don't
Hey,
know.
look at a Flash.
Okay, he's not gonna know
You
to
close
not
your
be
eyes.
looked
It's a
at.
Flash.
What happened in
What?
the Flash comic book?
The Flash.
You said close your eyes. What are you talking about?
Because when you take a picture, right, and the flash is too bright, you close your eyes, right?
Too bright.
Yeah.
Too
So
bright.
he's red, right, and he's running. That
Too-
was a big flash. Come on now. None of that. He's taking that glove off.
Nate.
We really about to do
Ant-Man
this.
could have dealt with it.
Where was he? Jail.
Thank you.
Exactly. So what do you think they're gonna do? What do you
What's
think they're
Superman
gonna do
go
with
to
the
jail?
Flash?
Who is he? Batman didn't go to jail.
He just got money.
Batman, bro.
They probably would have made Barry just like, I don't know, delivering pizzas. I don't know, pizza time. You feel me?
Bro, really?
I don't-
You
I
think
don't-
Barry Allen delivering pizzas?
Side job.
He'd
Side
be
job.
the best.
Cops don't make
superhero
good
ever,
money,
bro.
man.
He's a detective.
He's not a detective. Person.
He's a
He
forensic
works
detective.
with. Yeah.
Think about it, bro. You get quality pizza at the speed
Oh
of
my-
Little Caesars pizza,
Bro,
bro. Come on,
what?
think about it. Think about it.
Hot and ready
He's
before they
running at
make
the
it, my
speed of
guy.
light. You think your pizza's still gonna be intact?
Yes.
Yeah, bro, he can keep it intact.
If he can keep his body intact, then of course he can
Yeah,
keep the
bro,
pizza
come
intact.
on,
Listen, that
now.
piece is gone.
Only if he puts it in his suit.
Thank
Yes.
you. That's two
Maybe.
different
That
things.
piece is
Okay.
Even then, it heats it up too. Cause all
Yeah,
the friction.
bro,
Come on,
yeah.
dude. The cheese is melted.
All the
times 3. Let's
friction.
go.
What do you mean? It's gonna the whole box gonna be stuck to his chest from the cheese, guy.
Hey, would you want some Barry Allen pizza?
Yes.
Yeah, okay then.
That's some good Barry Allen.
All right.
So, Marcus, you want to go?
Speedy quick.
I got Supergirl and Shazam. I kind of don't.
Hey, look,
Well, talk
Supergirl
about
that
it.
girl, though, you feel me?
I mean, I don't watch Supergirl, and I doubt I'm gonna see Shazam in the
I'll
theaters.
watch-
So.
Okay. But in the article you have, if in case you don't watch or you do watch,
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor is
Ew, what's he
now
look
something
like?
that's going to be coming to Supergirl, and John Cryer from Two and a Half Men, and back in the 80s, he was a big movie star. He's going to be playing Lex Luthor. So if you want to show the
why?
picture,
I mean, like better than what they did in Batman.
I
versus
forgot the type
Superman,
of villain
but
he was
why?
supposed
there's a better
be.
picture than Lex.
He's
No, it's the same picture.
I know, but it's a more fuller size.
Yeah.
So that's what the Lex Luthor is going to look like with kind of a goat, not a goatee, but a beard, shaved head.
Question.
Yeah.
Wasn't Lex Luthor first premiered on
Batman
Batman?
versus Superman.
No, it was always Superman's foe.
Yo,
I mean,
Lex
later
Luthor-
on, yeah, I'm sure they've met sometime.
Bro, he made the cure for cancer and put a price tag on it. He's the GOAT villain, bro.
I believe Donald Trump did the same thing.
He never made a cure for cancer. Come on, he can't get on Lex Luthor's level.
You think so?
All right, who wants to go next?
Magic Johnson.
Can't even make a cure for Border Patrol.
Alright.
You feel me?
Anyhow.
Best Joker ever, Heath Ledger.
That's
The
it?
sky is blue.
What do you think?
Are we gonna act like Jack
This guy's
Nicholson
blue.
doesn't exist?
Well, 11 years after his death.
Yeah, so yes.
11 years after his death.
I'm a
This guy's
Joker. What's
blue.
up? Best Joker.
No. So,
Boy.
Suicide Squad best Joker.
No, Suicide Squad's garbage.
no, I think Jared Leto
Fat.
was not the great.
Do anybody know like the
Stick to singing.
if they're gonna make a part 2 to Suicide Squad?
They
hope
are.
I mean,
not,
they
and
hinted at
Or
it.
They
like
are.
when?
But I
'Cause
don't-
at the end of the movie,
I'd
they
raise
broke
their
her
budget
out.
to
Right.
not do it.
What's going to happen with Harley Quinn? She's going to do her own movie. She's going to have
Coral.
Huntress
Ooh,
Oh,
and Black Canary.
ooh.
I see
like
that.
that.
Deadshot?
And no Deadshot because this is going to be her own movie.
Yeah, it's supposed
They're
to be
going to do a
nothing.
separate Suicide Squad without Harley and no Joker.
Oh, so there's no reason to watch it then.
No,
What do
no,
you mean?
but
Hardy's that girl.
no, hold on, wait.
No, but she's not gonna be in the separate Suicide Squad.
No, but hold on, wait. I believe it's supposed to be the series where it's nothing but a
No reason to
female
watch it.
cast. It's nothing but like female
Right, so
villains.
female cast. Right,
yeah.
so it's their little version of like a Suicide Squad-ish. But I don't know how that's going to play because...
I mean, I feel like certain villains should be in that are females, but they not like really in it.
Right.
Where's
so-
Ivy?
Yeah, see, there we go.
It's like
well, Ivy can be in the Suicide
could
Squad
be.
too. Who knows?
I want to see her in Suicide Squad. To be honest with you.
it's like Ocean's 8, but they have powers.
Yeah.
What?
Ocean's
So,
8 was
we'll see
better.
what happens with
finish
that. So,
Equal.
anything else?
I feel like Suicide Squad could have been way better.
It can be way better. It can. Be
Um,
way better.
I
Could have
think
done way better.
considering how many people didn't like either Man of Steel or Batman versus Superman,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know, if you want to inject a lot of humor, that movie gave you a lot of humor and kind of cool characters like Deadshot and Harley, but not even that could save the DC from doing. not
Imagine
great.
throwing Will Smith in a movie and it still flops, bro. Come on now.
Imagine Will Smith Deadshot movie.
No.
But it'll still flop. Come on now.
Come on. Now.
Well,
Shut up.
here's
Imagine Michael
here's
B.
the
Jordan.
other side of that. David Ayer, who directed Suicide Squad, also did a movie called what's the fairy movie
The
that was
Fairy
on
movie.
Fairy
Netflix.
tales.
Fairy movie?
Fairy
Fairy movie
tale.
on Netflix.
It came out during Christmas in 2017. You guys know with Will Smith.
Wait, you talking about Bright?
Bright.
Ew.
Bright also was directed by David Ayer.
Oh, no wonder this flops.
So it's not so much Will's fault, but people don't like David Ayer.
I'm not.
Why
blaming
does
on
he
Will.
happen to like Will Smith?
Well,
No,
sometimes
he hates him, bro.
no. Well, sometimes you have directors who like certain visions from directors, and that was his go-to guy.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
But Bright is also if you can appreciate his visual style, Bright is fine. Suicide Squad is fine.
Michael B. Jordan. Deadshot.
I was thinking about it.
Hey, look, listen.
Hey,
Look.
hey,
Bow.
bow,
No.
bow.
All right. You have anything you want to talk about something on your plate?
I guess they
I
never
have-
miss. You feel
I
me?
have.
All right,
Oh my
guys.
goodness, I have Star Wars, Black Panther, and Sandra Bullock promoting Star March
Was that
Reborn.
a trash
Yeah.
movie?
So, Mark Millar, who has done a lot of comic books like Kick-Ass,
Mm-hmm.
Great movie, by the
Netflix,
way.
Movies. I love that movie.
That movie was
Kick-Ass
great, yeah.
is part of Mark Millar's library of work that Netflix bought.
Mm-hmm.
So what Netflix is trying to do is doing like what Marvel did in creating a cinematic universe. So they have all these titles now they're going to tap into and make their own superhero line of movies for original content. So the fact that they're tapping Sandra Bullock in it is amazing because of Bird Box
Yeah.
that happened. Whether you liked it or not, you could not escape the fact that it became a huge hit over the holidays. So
I mean, she wasn't bad in Bird Box. I found it kind of funny though in certain aspects of the movie.
But in a
Right.
bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow, we're dropping like flies.
Um,
So what else?
Oh, mine is mainly like Black Panther and how they won the cover of Oscar or Elle magazine
Right.
and have received a lot of rewards and stuff like that,
Yeah.
including Best Picture.
Well, it's been nominated. The Oscars came out. The nominations came out. So it's been nominated with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think about 6 or 7
Yeah,
other
best,
movies.
Best Picture, Original Sound, Mix,
Right.
and more.
So one of the cool things that I like, aside from the fact that, look, the honesty is that when you look at the list of other movies that are a little bit more important than Black Panther, not to disrespect what Black Panther did, but the costume design, production design, the sound effects, even the song they use, All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar, I think it has a good chance of winning those rather than winning Best
I
Picture.
can't lie, like if you look at it, they've even said like out of all the Marvel movies, that's one of the ones that grossed the most money like in theaters.
Right.
And like I'm not gonna lie, like they had like a really I feel like when they came to bringing the movie life, they had a lot more details than other Marvel movies that we've seen over time. Like for instance, if you look at Iron Man had good detail, but it wasn't on that level.
Right. Well, it's something new that we've never seen is that it's a diverse cast.
Mm-hmm.
Something we've never seen before, and that's something that's a little more refreshing. And I
True.
think that's what's captured the imagination of a lot of people to say that now I can see myself on that screen. Wonder Woman did the exact same thing. Literally, I hear the women cheering for what they're seeing Wonder Woman can do because that's what it feels like to see themselves on that screen. White guys or white kids or look at white superheroes, they know that feeling because now you know that feeling. It's the exact same way, but now we have representation. And that's what matters in the end.
When you speak about representation, also, I kind of think about like, okay, if you ever, I'm pretty sure you probably looked into the comic book series Captain Marvel. I feel like when they're bringing her back to the screen, they're not bringing her back to what she's supposed to be. Like Captain Marvel actually looks like someone like me, and the fact that they're changing her up, it's like, why we just don't go back to like the original comic of how she really came out?
In what sense?
Like she's basically like in charge. She's in captain everyone, and I feel like it is showing a more of a woman being in charge. But I feel like why not bring a character kind of like Black Panther? Like it goes to show people that looks like me on the screen. Why not have done it with Captain Marvel too? But it could have also been a direction they were trying to go with it.
I agree. There's no reason why you cannot have a different character of color. I mean, Miss Marvel is, I think, is a Muslim character who is taking over for that role, and we have plenty of comics. So Marvel tried to push diversity in their comic book characters. Thor is now, I think, Jane Foster, who
That
used to be.
I think that ended, yeah.
Yeah. So it and when Captain America died, Sam Wilson took over, who was Falcon.
Yeah.
So I can't say that's the fault of why comics are failing on their end, but like it needs to have that kind of feeling that when you see a comic book, I'm like, that looks like me, whatever gender that may be, that's who I want to read about. It should do well. But the movies are not there yet.
Yeah.
Comics have made the adjustment, but not so much the movies.
Yeah, they're still working on like being more diverse and more out there.
Right. So, I mean, even to a small degree, when Jason Momoa did Aquaman, the Pacific Islanders have their moment because he's of that region. So now he's bringing a whole other side of a world that we may know little about. So it's kind of cool to see that kind of connection where he has, I forgot the name of the war chant that he did on the red carpet. To see that be present, thank you. To see that present is amazing. So they incorporate that into the premiere for Aquaman. I'm not saying that you will never see that on the Captain Marvel or Captain America red carpet treatment, but it's nice to see something different.
Yeah, I felt like that when I took the time to watch Thor Ragnar, and how and how they gave. I think
Marcus,
I said that
come
right.
on, bro. Let go. Let it go,
I
Marcus.
can't say it properly.
Ragnarok.
It's a Ragnarok,
Ragnarok?
but it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's all right.
Ragnarok.
Ragnar, then Rock.
Listen.
I'm not
There have it.
I felt like that gave a like different representation of how they represented the female, how she was a warrior, and then it kind of played into like a different aspect of like what people perceived and who they like. I actually like that.
Yeah, Valkyrie in the comics was white. She's African American.
Yeah, see,
not a problem.
I didn't know about that. In the comics.
Heimdall
Same with
in
the
Thor is white.
and same with the I forgot her name, but the girl from Deadpool.
Domino?
Yeah, Domino, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Okay.
and Nick Fury too. People
And
forgot
Nick
about
Fury.
that, yeah.
So it gets to be a point. I'm like, there's not a need to worry about. I'm changing the gender, maybe, or even the color. I mean, what if Nick Fury was a woman?
I feel like
Nikki
someone.
Fury.
I feel like someone probably would have got mad about it. But everyone like, as long as the person's bringing the character to life, that's what really matters.
I'm not sure if you guys seen Battlestar Galactica, the
Mm,
remake.
No.
Well, back in the day, there was a character named Starbuck. It was a guy. In the new version, they made it to a woman. And you could argue that the new Starbuck is much better than the one you saw on TV back in the 70s. But people kind of had an outrage because that was a male character. Boomer was also another character who was a black actor, but made her Asian. It didn't really seem to detract. If anything, it added another layer to what the new show was going to do.
Yeah.
So the argument then I would pose to you, and this goes back to like with Idris Elba being hopefully one day could be James Bond.
Hey, I will actually see that.
Golden gun.
Right. So the question is, and the concept was, why should we change someone that's always been one race, one color, one gender for a new generation? Why can't we make our own heroes?
Because we're lazy.
Mm.
Is that just the answer?
Yeah, that's just the answer.
I mean, I feel like that can be a possibility too. Or some people are like, oh, well, we don't want to cause any problems. Let's just stick to something. If it's not broke, why fix it? You know.
Mhm.
I feel like it's also that too.
Yeah, but sometimes, like James Bond gets stale after a while. You need to have a new actor.
Yeah.
But why does it have to be the same type of whitish actor?
Get a Mexican.
Is it Mexican?
No. I said get a Mexican. or
Get a
something,
Mexican.
Or an Italian or French guy.
I'm tired of hearing the same accent throughout like all 50 James Bond movies. It's kind of getting
Yeah.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to introduce something fresh. So in order to be relevant, you're gonna have to kind of change up things.
I also do feel like it's based on that actor too. Like, let's say you're coming out with a new movie, so I need something that's heartfelt, I need something that's power. And the first thing like, oh, Halle Berry, because she's good at that part. Like, let's put her in there. Then let's add Sandra Bullock.
Superman.
Horrible.
What?
Yes.
What?
Superman, bro. Black actor just can be good.
What are you talking about?
You just.
Oh, okay. Let's act like that didn't.
Yeah,
That
let's
is-
let's
That's
just
not
keep going.
happening.
Like,
Yes, it is.
based on like what you're trying to capture, like, yeah, let's get this actor. We've seen this actor do it before, and I feel like Idris Elba as James Bond. Like, I feel like that would be a really good movie because we've seen him play in different movies, like heist movies, superhero movies. He's done like a good variety of it all, even a villain. So
Right.
why not?
Well, to your point, upstairs
point.
I have a poster that I did of 72 African American superheroes. One of them is a black Superman. and I forget which Earth. I think Earth 622 or something like that, in which he is in a Superman outfit. Different, but it's his own costume. Could you see someone that you thought traditionally is a white superhero and just see someone completely different on that cover and be okay with that?
I don't think there's a problem, to be honest.
I'll be okay with it.
The world
Me too.
needs
I'll
change.
be okay.
You know?
I don't know. I just
So is
I
this
wouldn't-
is Superman dog changing his color too? Crypto.
Because usually there's actually a white Spider-Man. Comic books, there's actually, I think it's a Hispanic
Miles
dark.
Morales.
We got Miles
Black
Morales.
and
Yeah.
Puerto
And
See, there's nothing
that
wrong
came
with
about just because
Spideyverse.
there was no way to kind of change Spider-Man. So Brian Bendis made this character, Miles Morales, to kind of take over. So in a sense, he created a new character to take over the reins.
yeah.
So that's one aspect, is to create another character.
So real quick, so we just brought this up. I just thought about it right now. You feel me? Brains on this one. Miles Morales and Avengers.
I don't know.
haven't
I
seen
think
the
that would be
movie,
pretty
so I wouldn't be able to
possible,
say
maybe.
anything.
Yeah.
We talked about this briefly, but I would put him, since Venom came out and there was no Spider-Man, put Miles Morales and leave Tom Holland alone. Let Holland do Avengers and put Miles back.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I
That
actually
would
thought
be
about
good,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because it'd be one like those really intense, like those. It'll bring back to like what Spider-Man. I'm not gonna. I feel like Spider-Man is kind of missing that intense feeling.
right.
So I feel like that would be really good to
Now,
try.
there is a comic that we do have that has Miles Morales and Venom.
Oh,
So it's not as if it hasn't happened, but for the movies, I think that'll be an excellent idea. That you can still have a white Spider-Man interacting with heroes on one end with the Avengers, and do Miles Morales dealing with his own adventures.
Different time
Oh,
periods.
they
Yeah.
had something
different
like
time
that.
periods.
So
yeah, like it's just like the movie, but like it's separate.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how Spider-Man dies in Avengers.
Whoa, why
What?
you know?
yeah,
people
Yeah.
see the
in
movie?
the last one, yes, the Infinity War, he does die.
Yeah. I
Spoilers.
Oh, yeah,
seen
we
it.
did?
Spoilers.
Well, does show it in the trailer, but
Like, he had one of the worst deaths though. Like,
Here's
he was
another. Since
heartfelt.
we talked about this, completely forgot. Spider-Man, the new trailer came out. Far From Home.
yes.
Okay, did you guys see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't see it, did you?
But to be honest, it was like a female Spider-Man, like the black version. Like she has like a black outfit on.
yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of her name
Yeah.
though.
But here's the question, and I know this happens in comics. Heroes die, heroes come back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they could have waited till after the Avengers aired before we saw this trailer?
They could have, but they're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
They could have waited.
They could have, but they're not
'Cause
gonna
I'm
do
like-
that. They're
'cause-
Marvel.
I feel like if you already seen like Infinity War, you rewatched it, you're on edge about end games. You want to know what's gonna happen. They're like, oh, here's Spider-Man
we-
Far From Home. It's like
We all knew he was
Oh,
gonna
he's
come
back.
back though. They
And
weren't
Nick
just gonna like
Fury-
give
Yeah.
him one movie, make him be in 2 other movies, then kill him, then not bring him back. We all knew it was gonna happen.
Because Marvel's known for killing people off and bringing them back out of nowhere.
Loki.
Well,
Like they've known for doing this tactic. Like if you think about it, like even though like for instance like Black Panther 2, Black Panther just came out like to the big screen, so they're not gonna kill them off and that's it. Just like with Spider-Man, they're gonna bring them back. They're just gonna bring them out
right.
of
There's
nowhere.
right. I believe you're not going to turn down another $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
Right. I get that, but I would just say, you know what? If Shuri is still, has it been clarified if she's gone or not?
I don't.
Zuri?
It's not-
No, Shuri.
Shuri,
Shuri.
his sister.
Oh,
Because
Yeah.
Shuri,
Black Panther.
Black Panther's sister, T'Challa's sister, she took over the role for Black Panther for a
Yeah,
while.
see.
So that would have been kind of cool to see her on the screen for a bit, make her own movie, bring back Black Panther,
I mean, she doesn't need her own movie. It'd be cool to see her like as Black Panther.
right,
during
or
the
something
movie.
to that
Yeah,
effect.
because they have done that in comic books, especially in the animated series. Like if you
Right.
look back at the original, because I remember in the originals, like it was always her and him fighting because she wanted to be Black Panther. She wanted to fight alongside her brother.
Right.
So that would be good to bring in the scene too.
Right.
But you have to also remember they're supposed to do another Black Panther because of the ending of like
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther, and that's when we have Winter Soldier. So it's like
Yeah, they kind of dovetail into that, but it's just more of, I just think the fact that we have Captain Marvel, I think next month or two, and then we have Avengers a month after that, they could have waited till after the Avengers to show what that he's back. That's the only problem.
Even though we
Yeah.
already knew that he'd be there.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to be back, but I'm like, you're going to be riding the Avengers coattail for a while. You can just save some money on the marketing side.
Yeah.
I mean, the
'cause-
movie doesn't come out till July.
Yeah, see, this is about Spider-Man is like later in the year, so like let's not stress Spider-Man. Let's just worry about end games in Captain
Right.
Marvel that's coming out, because that's gonna be one of the two big things. Everybody like, oh yeah, Ender Games, and then boom, summer Spider-Man's like, oh okay, let's see what
Right.
happens.
And that's the other thing too, is that my rule that I stick with is that because trailers come out so often, you'll have a teaser and then 3 trailers. Usually the final one is the last straw for me because you see way too much.
Mm.
So I only stick with the teaser and the first 2 and just keep it a surprise.
Has anyone seen the Doom trailer?
Mm.
Doom.
The video game?
No.
Doom, the Fantastic Four villain?
No.
Doom as in MF Doom the
Do
rapper?
anybody here watch like the Titans, like the real life?
No.
show?
Oh, Doom Patrol.
Yes.
I have not. Oh, I saw the episode on the DC Universe app. So I've seen
Yeah, that's
that
what I'm talking
episode. There was going to be a new
They're making
series.
a trailer.
They are going to make a series for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Again, I'm a big
Oh, the
DC
one with-
fan, but we'll
the
see
one
how it
with
goes.
Cyborg in it?
Yeah, the cyborg,
yeah,
the
I
mummy,
see that, yeah.
the girl that's cute, but then she don't eat. She goes
Which is
lightning.
not. It's I don't know what that is because it's supposed to be some kind of Elastigirl that she can change her shape and so forth, but she just either holds her image as looking normal and then she comes to.
Is
the
Beast
freak.
Boy a part of the whole Doom Patrol?
He in the comics started, yes.
No.
So
They
he
took him,
was
so-
part of that.
Wait, is it gonna take place after they took him, or
In the episode of Titans, he was there for a bit and he left with the Titans.
right?
So he's no longer with Doom Patrol.
Mm.
Okay.
So,
So they go off the Teen Titan thing, the Titan thing.
yeah.
All right, cool.
So I don't know if they're going to converge at any time in the future to like have a crossover like they do with CW shows, like with Arrow and the Flash and Supergirl. I don't know. So we'll see what that.
Yo, they should make a Flash movie.
I wouldn't watch that.
I want that. What do you?
I wouldn't
Uh,
watch
they
that.
mess it up.
Dude, they've been making
Flash is
every
the
other
best
character
I wouldn't
except for
watch that.
They
Flash.
mess it up though.
I'm sorry, you gotta.
Well,
that's
I'd
kind
watch it, but they mess it up. So.
How would they mess up Flash? Flash is a perfect.
How would they mess up Superman? They did that. How would they
Superman's
mess up
not perfect,
Batman
that's
v
why.
Superman? They did that.
Well, that was
How would they mess up
died.
Justice League?
Superman
They
left
did
on his
that.
own.
Hold on. Let's think
Superman,
about
alright.
it. The first Superman movie was the only one that slapped for me as a kid.
Slap. It was like okay. It didn't slap.
I saw it in 3D. That's why I liked it. See, boom.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Superman movie.
Well, you need to watch it
Okay,
again. That's why I got the
yeah,
tattoo.
Ooh,
For
the
that
symbol of
reason.
hope.
Wait, Avengers, the Endgame. Ant-Man.
Oh look, Flash.
He's the key to everything.
That was the theory we talked about. It was
Yeah.
that okay, if Thanos snapped all life, including biological, microscopic life,
How is he still here?
right? Because he's on a quantum level. So if he's
Boom.
even beyond the reach of Thanos, he can bring a whole team with him to go. What? So if he can do that by himself, then the idea is he can have the rest of the Avengers with him. But then how did he get out?
There was also a theory about
He's
I can't think of his name, Doctor Strange, how he went back into time to leave hints about what was happening, what was coming. It was also that theory of him going back into time.
That's a possibility too. So all we know is that somehow, whatever that one plan is, Doctor Strange was willing to let go of the time gem.
Who knows?
Why
Ant-Man
didn't
can
Doctor
probably bring
Strange
everybody
just carve
back.
his
You
hand?
never know.
I'm just saying, Quill
He's
made
smart
me
if you
mad.
go in Adams.
Quill
I
had one
know.
job. Quill had one job. That's all I'm gonna say.
All I'm saying is Doctor
He
Strange
could've
could just
waited,
cut
yeah.
off his arm.
Yeah.
I still think it's Quill's fault. I don't care what no one says.
Wait, how about Doctor Strange's buddy?
Oh, I know you're talking
Oh
about.
yeah, he's after Hulk protect the
We
Four,
never saw
but
him
no one
after
was
that.
attacking the
He
Four,
left
bro.
gone.
Oh
Like,
no, he made it obvious. He's like, "Yep, that's my job. It's gone. I'm gonna go." He
I have to
made
go
that clear.
protect the Four guys. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
he's
But how do
like,
we know
I'm
if he's
gonna go.
dead or still alive?
Well, who knows?
They thought
Yeah.
Ant-Man was dead.
Cause you gotta
Exactly.
remember, it wasn't like Thanos like got rid of everyone. He got rid of certain people. Like
No, he
that
got-
was
he
the
got, he got rid of half.
yeah,
he
and
didn't
plus
choose either,
and-
he just
yeah.
random. Yeah.
So,
So,
Wait, hold on. Wait, if you wasn't on the Earth, do you still get
No,
erased?
everyone
it
in the
was
universe. Everyone in the
everywhere.
universe.
Yeah.
it was a whole universe.
Yeah, it didn't matter where
Half
he was
of the
at.
universe is gone.
Samuel Jackson, his character was gone. The lady that was with him, some other people
Black
like
Panther.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that hurt my feelings. He was like, "Oh, you don't want to die here, shoot."
Bye. Have a great day.
It's tough.
Dustin win. All right,
Did his
so
sister survive though?
That's the thing. She was inside the
yeah, she
they
was working
kept
on
it.
Vision, but I don't know if she was also part of the snap.
Wait, how about Hulk?
Hulk was still
Hulk is
there.
survived, but
Who cares
still
about
there.
Hulk? He was
Whoa.
scared to
Bro,
fight.
yeah, exactly. He won't even change, bro. He won't even change.
He was
Yeah.
going through a lot. You gotta remember, Hulk is really two people though. He was fighting himself the whole time. He was like, "Hulk, come on, like I need you to come out." Hulk was like, "No, I'm not coming
That's
out."
why
Bro,
I'm
you know,
not
bro, you
talking
know what
about
movie
better
they need to
than
make?
no
Black
Hulk.
Widow.
well,
They're already working on
They
it.
tried.
Yeah.
And he spent like 2 years as Hulk.
Tell me that would not be a good movie. Black Widow.
they tried.
They're not working on it anymore, or no?
I don't know.
Well,
I
it's
mean, the
not-
idea was, Black Sparrow was going to be that movie that we were not going to see Black Widow in. It was god awful, but I don't know if they're going to make it.
Just no one talks
I mean, they
about
should.
this script,
They should.
yeah.
Look, the only thing I can credit DC is that they have a little bit more diversity on their end. We got a Wonder Woman first. We got underwater movies first. I mean, sure, Marvel's got space stuff and magic stuff, but we'll see.
DC's better.
Well, that's
That's a long argument.
yes, it is.
Flash.
But in any case, I think that's about it for right now because we're coming to our end of our podcast. Any final thoughts? Anything you're curious to see?
Flash is every movie.
Vision
They're
and
mess it up so he doesn't.
Vision and I can't think of her name. We're getting on my
Scarlet
nerves.
Witch.
Yeah, we're getting on my nerves
Yeah.
in Infinity War.
Speaking of which, just real quick, Loki, the Disney streaming service is going to have a TV series. Scarlet Witch is going to have a TV series. So you're not out of the woods yet with them.
Isn't Loki gonna have one too?
Yeah.
Is it gonna take place before? Or
Before, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly it's gonna be after.
Yeah,
I'm not
Loki
dead yet.
died, right? Look,
I'm not gonna lie,
Loki
Loki
died.
took that L though.
He's officially dead, but
Yeah, he took
Officially,
that
yeah.
L.
He was a good
officially,
actor.
sure.
Wink.
He
So,
took that L though.
hey, he saved his brother.
I know,
He saved his brother.
I know, but he took that L
Yeah.
though.
all right. So on that note, thank you guys for joining me on today's podcast, and we'll see you guys next week.
Dre.